Pray for Tate. Don't glee with mockery on others' misfortunes with despicable hate. Are you happy when others are hurt? My God, that's pathetic. What an unwanted, envious trait. Pray for a man who submits to God, doesn't question his creator, and accepts his fate. Pray for Tate. O God Almighty, shower him with your mercy, strengthen his will, and toughen his mental state. Pray for Tate, even if you're naive enough to believe he must be guilty because you drank the Kool-Aid and you accept the narrative of the state. O Allah, lift the injustice upon our brother in faith and let him change from good to great. Pray for Tate. Let's hold on a second now and let me explain why I pray for my brother Tate. I can't support the cam girl's business where he profits from haram acts. I don't condone arrogance or his hurtful rhetoric when he spits out the facts. All I know is his brain works faster and better than most can even conceive. His wit led him to accept that Allah is his God, and to Islam he will submit and believe. Don't think that his imprisonment will make him break or become weak. Brother Tate is following the steps of giants before him like Ali at his peak. See, God made it clear in chapter 30 of the Quran that one will be tested to prove his faith or iman. I mean, this life is a series of tests that, when passed, we become stronger and better. And when we fail, we either learn from our mistakes or dwell in them forever. Andrew, when you speak truth to power, be careful and be prepared for hell. No, I don't mean the eternal hell, the abode of the most arrogant perpetrators of evil who burn day in and day out. No, that's not the hell that I'm talking about. You know, Andrew, you know what you did? You put yourself on a catapult and it threw you high up in the sky, and you hit the evil one-eyed giant with an ice pick on its only working eye. Oh me, oh my. Andrew Tate is making the Matrix cry. Tate exposed the feminists and leftists that he opposed. One man with only his words influenced the manosphere world. And as he would say, he vamoosed the goose and let it loose. He prophesied his future by studying the past. He knew that his freedom wasn't gonna forever last. No one survives after doing what he did. He confronted the Matrix and exposed what it hid. Of course, handcuffs will be the beginning of their wrath. This is the way of social pioneers, and Andrew is following in their path. They will push him to his limits and maybe take his life, unless the top G changes his way or stops his strife. So I advise you, my younger brother Andrew Tate, I'm not asking you to quit, stop, or hesitate. But there's one thing that you have to get to your head. Your influence stops when you're locked up or dead. You have to lose some battles in order to win the war, as only God knows what he has for you in store. In one battle, Khalid made a tactful retreat. The Prophet praised him because it wasn't defeat. Lessen your losses and rethink your future path. The deep state is fuming. Please avoid their wrath. Your message is more important than yourself, yet you're the king of its delivery. So when you come out, think about your life and its longevity. Remember strike 1, 2, and 3? 2 are down and 1 is left for ye. So spend it wisely and focus on what humanity needs. Ingrain a strong message in the brains of your followers. Plant those seeds. So here is the message that if I were you, I would teach. To your followers, you should stand up proud, yet humble when you preach. Ask them about the universe. How did it become? Did it create itself like a do-it-yourself kit on an IKEA shelf? The Big Bang, they say. Well, who banged the Big Bang? Who made the oceans, the mountains, the rain, the grass, and the sand? As humans, we're rational, logical, and use our common sense. The idea that nothing makes something is as crazy as saying Obama is Mike Pence. Come on now. Be true to yourself. Stop saying you're an atheist and claim that you're a realist, but logic you defy. Use your God-given faculties with no bias and submit to God before you die. There's no makeup test or taking another class or a second chance. When you dead, you better hope that submitting to God was your stance. Your time on earth is short, so knowledge you must gain. Challenge every claim with facts, only then the truth you'll attain. Okay then, I accept the Creator, but how do I know Him? What are His qualities? Who is He? What's His name? He's the independent, most powerful. Nothing is like Him. He created you for a purpose. This life is not a game. God is not the author of confusion. He won't leave you in the dark. He sent prophets to show us good from evil, and their differences are stark. So is it Allah or Jesus? Now that's a good question you might ask. Instead of answering you directly, I want you to solve this problem, this mental task. Did Jesus create or was He created? Was Jesus independent or upon Mary He depended? Was He the most powerful when He was on the cross and made the letter T? And if He was God, who was He talking to when He said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Come on now, think. I challenge you. Where does it say, I am God or worship me? God created us with rational brains, logic, and reason, but some clergy don't want you to think and consider that treason. Do you see that contradiction when they say God is not the author of confusion? Now let your brain think. Don't turn it off or make it numb. If you do, then what's the difference between you and someone who's ill or just pure dumb? Also, calm down those emotions. Don't lose control or let them rage. There's a time for emotion, but not now. You're at the investigative stage. Okay, now that you're thinking, tell me about Trinity. In your mind, is God one, two, or is He three? Does that make sense to you? Because it sure doesn't make sense to me. Oh yeah, I forgot what some Christians say. Just believe without thinking. I guess maybe that's the Christian way. But the Quran takes a very decisive stance. Read the Quran, my friend, and with your life do not take a chance. God is one. He alone is divine. He has no son to die for your sin or mine. He sent Jesus as a prophet to the Israelites and prophesied Muhammad's coming and that his message is right. May God's peace and blessings be upon them and us. But we must follow their guidance with logic and trust. O followers of Tate, listen to these words to the end and join the millions who accept Islam and make it a trend. I pray for your guidance to God's true final message. And remember to pray for who inspired me to say this and gave me the courage. May God free my brother Andrew and the three that are with him. And exoneration, only Allah can give him. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.